break it down.
Hello and welcome to part 1 of 2 of my Beast Mastery guide. Today I'm going to talk about your main abilities, some cooldowns, your stat priority, some talents and glyphs, and your rotation and opener. Right, first off we're going to talk about your main abilities. You're going to use as Beast Mastery Hunter, and your first and main ability is Kill Command. It gives the command to kill, causing your pet to instantly inflict 201,150 damage to its target and apply the Hunter's Mark effect. The pet must be within 25 yards of the target to kill command. It costs 40 focus and is on a 6-second cooldown. Next is Serpent Sting. It costs 15 focus to apply and causes 92,735 nature damage over 15 seconds. This is your one and only dot as Beast Mastery, so you should plan on getting as close to 100% uptime as you possibly can. Next we have Cobra Shot. It's a 1.5 second cast and it deals 77% weapon damage in the form of nature damage and increases the duration of your Serpent Sting on the target by 6 seconds and generates 14 focus. Now, as we just said, Serpent Sting is your one and only dot, and this is the way you keep 100% uptime on it. Cobra Shot is your main source of focus regeneration, but also how you keep uptime on your Serpent Sting. And it generates 14 focus every time it hits. Next we have Multi-Shot, if I can find it. Multi-Shot is your main AoE ability, but the shot itself isn't actually that powerful for Beast Mastery. It's the effect that the shot causes that is powerful. It fires several missiles, hitting your current target and all enemies within 8 yards of that target for 60% weapon damage. It also costs 40 focus. But for Beast Mastery, it also causes an extra effect called Beast Cleave. After you multi-shot, your pet's melee attacks and will also strike all other enemy targets for 75% as much for the next 4 seconds. Now, in AoE fights, you want to keep as close to 100% uptime on Beast Cleave as you possibly can. That's going to be your highest output if you keep 100% on it. It can be a little hard if you don't have the gear or you're not using a haste build. The focus regeneration can starve you a little bit, but you should always try and get as close as you can without preventing yourself from using too many, forgetting kill command too much. That's pretty much all of your main rotation abilities. Kill command, you attempt to finish the wounded target off, firing a long-ranged attack, dealing 420% weapon damage. Kill shot can be used on targets that have 20% less HP. If kill shot fails to kill the target, the cooldown is instantly reset, but cannot be reset more than once every 6 seconds. This is your execution ability, if you didn't figure that out whilst I was reading it to you, or you were reading it off of the screen. Next we're going to talk about your cooldowns. You really only have 3 main cooldowns for Beast Mastery, which is Rapid Fire, which is a hunter's, all hunter specs have it. Increases your ranged haste by 40% for 15 seconds, which is really nice. Stampede, there we go. Summons all of your pets to fight your current target for 20 seconds. Your pets deal 25% of their normal damage in arenas and battlegrounds while summoned this way. Don't worry about the damage reduction in arenas and battlegrounds because you probably won't be playing. Well, this is a PvE guide, not a PvP guide. Don't get mistaken. Where's Bestial Wrath? This Uber ability right here sends your pet into rage, causing an additional 20% damage for 10 seconds and breaking all effects which cause loss of control of your pet. Now this is also damage buff for you as well, not only your pet, but also for you, which is really nice. It's on originally a 60-second cooldown. I have the Heroic Warforged Assurance, so it's on a 39 for me. But yeah, it's on a 60-second cooldown. It costs no focus at all. It's instant. It has a 100-yard range as well. Oh, I forgot one of the main abilities actually. Yeah, Arcane Shot. This is your focus dump, your main source of getting rid of focus, like in between using kill shots and cobra shots, etc. You never really want to go over about 60 focus because it's a waste. And the way you get rid of it is by using Arcane Shot, an instant shot that causes 125% damage plus 2,883 as arcane damage and applies the Hunter's Mark effect. Pretty basic stuff. Next we're going to talk about your stat priorities. In the current tier you sort of have two different ones depending on what sort of gear status you are. Like before, you have your legendary Meta Gem, which you can achieve in patch 5.3. You should be going Mastery, Crit and Haste, but after you get your 7.5% hit and expertise caps, of course. And after you get your legendary Meta Gem, you should be reforging to Haste, Mastery and Crit, which is currently the highest sim DPS build as of, I don't know what's the day today, 13th of June. Also the Haste, Mastery and Crit, or the Haste then Mastery and then Crit build works insanely well with the ticking Ebon Detonator from Siegecrafter. This is because the first tick of the trinket grants the highest amount of agility, and because your pet also gets benefits from the trinket, it also gets all of the agility benefits. It takes immediate advantage of the fact that it has higher agility and will get either its basic attacks off, or maybe if its claw or its like main ability is off cooldown just then, that would be really nice. But it's a lot easier for the pet to hit the first tick damage wise than it is for us. Like, we can't plan to kill command on our first tick of the trinket because it's a procs per minute trinket, and yeah, it's physically impossible to predict when your procs are coming. Like, you can't time it within, I don't know, I'd say 6 seconds, but it's not really 6 seconds. And yeah, Haste and Mastery are the biggest amplifiers of your pet's DPS. Your Mastery gives a base damage increase. Like right now my Mastery is 47.9 and my increased damage by my pets is 47%. That also works with some specific talents that I'm going to talk about in a minute. And also your Haste increases your pet's attack speed and focus regeneration, so the more attacks it can get off in the first couple of ticks of the Ebon Detonator, the higher your damage output will be. Now we shall speak about your talents and glyphs. I'm just going to run through what I'm using currently, and then I'm going to give you some alternative choices for different fights, because there are a few. First tier, I'm using Crouching Tiger, Hidden Chimera. It reduces the cooldown of my disengage by 10 seconds and the cooldown of my deterrence by 60. It's a really good survival talent. In general, really nice for solo soaking things. Second tier is all about stuns. I use Binding Shot with a nice AoE stun. For this tier I don't really see any other choices. Intimidation's only a single target stun with a longer cooldown, and Wyvern Sing is asleep, which isn't really used outside of PvP. Spirit Bond, you're going to have to switch between Spirit Bond and Aspect of the Iron Hawk in Siege of Orgrimmar. Spirit Bond is just a really nice passive heal when your pet is active, which it always will be. And Aspect of the Iron Hawk is just a flat 10% damage reduction. Next here we have Fervor, Dire Beast and Thrill of the Hunt. Fervor, you won't really use it too much as Beast Mastery. It's not like a powerful talent. Next we have Dire Beast, which is amazing for Beast Mastery. It summons a pet for 15 seconds, and it's on a 30-second cooldown, and the damage scales with your mastery, which, if you remember, is a flat percentage damage increase for all your pets. But it also gives you 5 focus every time it deals damage as well, which is really nice. And Thrill of the Hunt is just a focus reduction cost for arcane shot and multi-shot on like a proc. It's really nice for some fights for keeping your beast cleave up 100% uptime, like Fallen Protectors and Galacras, Spoils, Shamans in some parts. But yeah, compared to Dire Beast, all single target fights and some multi-target fights, you'll want to go with Dire Beast just for the fact that it scales with your mastery. Next we have Murder of Crows, Blink Strikes and Lynx Rush. Lynx Rush is a dead talent, it's completely redundant, don't ever use it. Blink Strikes is really good, it gives your pet basic attacks 50% increased damage and can now be used from 30 yards away and will instantly teleport them behind their target. Murder of Crows is also really nice, but it's not used so much as Beast Mastery due to the power of Blink Strikes, but as survival, which I'll do another guide on, it is used because your pet doesn't do that much in survival. And lastly we have Glaive Toss, Power Shot and Barrage. Glaive Toss is a really nice single target damage ability. It's on a 15-second cooldown and has a 15 focus cost, so it's generally quite an effective one. It also hits really hard. You hurl 2 glaives forward at a target, dealing 20,000 damage to each enemy struck and reducing movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. The primary target will take 4 times as much damage from each strike. The glaives will also return back to you, damaging and snaring targets again as they return. So it will also cleave all and any targets in between you and your current target on the way there, and then on the way back as well. Power Shot you won't really use outside of PvP. It's nothing compared to Glaive Toss or Barrage, and Barrage is AoE talent really. You'll want to spec it for like Galacras, and it's really good for Shamans as the cooldown lines up on the cooldown of the blobs, so you can always have Barrage up whenever the foul guys are blobs are spawning, which is really nice. Let's run through glyphs really quickly. As Beast Mastery there aren't any glyphs that increase damage. It's the same with Survival and Marksmanship, there are no glyphs that increase your flat damage. But there are survivability and utility glyphs that really help you out in Siege of Orgrimmar. The one glyph you will need though is Animal Bond. Whilst your pet is active and all healing done to you and your pet is increased by 10%, your pet will always be active, so it's just a nice flat 10% healing increase on you, so all external healers will feel the benefit of that as well. Disengage increases the distance you travel when you disengage. It's really good for just utility. Siegecrafter, you're going to need it to get on, to do the belt cheese. You don't need it, but one of the ways you get on there means this glyph is extremely helpful. You won't have to worry about falling off or not making it or something. And then Glyph of Deterrence increases the damage reduction of Deterrence by 20%, which makes it a 50% damage reduction after you've or if you can't reflect it, then you'll get the damage reduction. And then some minor glyphs. It doesn't really matter what you roll with. Fireworks, Marking and Stampede for me. And lastly for this video I'm going to help you with your rotation, your opener. First of all, you're going to want to apply your Hunter's Mark, of course. You're going to want to make sure you're in Aspect of the Hawk, which is your attack power buff. I think it's 35% attack power, which is insane. You're going to want to have a pet out, and you're going to want to make sure it's not on passive. Assist is nice. And for this part of the video, I'm actually going to slow it down so that you can see what I'm doing. But first of all, I'll just talk you through how you're going to want to start it. So first, you're going to want to pre-pot if you're doing a pull timer, and then you're going to want to use glaive toss before the pull timer runs out, preferably on like 1 second or something, because it has a travel time. And then in between, using your glaive toss and then following up with your stampede on the next GCD, you're going to want to use, if you're an engineer like me, your synapse springs on your gloves and rapid fire, and then stampede, of course. And then you're going to want to use your dire beast, then beast your wrath, kill command, spam arcane shots until your kill command is next off cooldown, use your kill command, and then you should have time to do around another 2 arcane shots or something, and then you're going to want to apply your serpent sting. Now the reason why you're going to want to apply your serpent sting this late in your opener is because arcane shot has a lot of benefits for your class and your current cooldowns, like aim shot, arcane shot and multi-shot reduce the cooldown of rapid fire by 4 seconds per cast. So every time you cast arcane shot, the 4 seconds will come off of the current cooldown of your rapid fire. And for your 4 set, oh wait, it's not too good for 4 set, I lied, don't listen to me, but I will explain how arcane shot does help with your 4 set. So basically your 4 set is, whenever you use Beast Your Wrath, you're going to gain stacks of, I think it's called Brutal Kinmanship, and every stack you gain, you get a percentage damage increase on all of your abilities. That's for both you and your pet. So explosive shot, don't worry about that. Offensive abilities used during Beast Your Wrath increase all damage you deal by 4%, and all damage your pet deals by 2%, stacking up 5 times. Now how this works during your opener is, once you use your Beast Your Wrath, you're going to instantly kill command, gaining 1 stack of Brutal Kinmanship. Now, because kill command is on a 6-second cooldown, what you're going to do is spam arcane shot until kill command comes off of CD. There's a reduced focus cost for all of your abilities during Beast Your Wrath, so don't worry about focus starving yourself. You'll probably go to about 70 before kill command comes off. So you're going to spam arcane shots until you have 5 stacks of Brutal Kinmanship, so that you're gaining a 10% damage increase for your pet and a 20% damage increase for you, which means kill command is going to do 20% more damage after you on the second time you use it in your opener. I'm sure you're pretty tired of me speaking, so I'm just going to slow the video down, show you what I mean. I'll try and point out a few things.
I cannot do that. That is still recharging. That spell is not ready yet.
So you notice now that I have 5 stacks, I'm using my second kill command. Now I can start focus regenerating, keep uptime on my serpent sting, make sure I'm building focus using cobra shot, using glaive toss on cooldown, and using kill command every time it's off cooldown. Using arcane shot to focus dump, kill command on cooldown. And then you basically just keep repeating this throughout the fight. Now, I'm going to stop here and explain to you why this button here is lighting up. Basically, your pet has a chance to gain frenzy stacks every time he attacks using a basic attack, I believe. Yeah, a basic attack. And now what frenzy stacks do is they stack up 5 times, and per stack it gains a 4% increased attack speed. This lasts 30 seconds, and when it's at 5 stacks it can automatically, well, it keeps refreshing. It has a 40% chance per attack to refresh. Now what that does is that it also gives us an ability called Focus Fire, and when we use it, it gives us a haste percentage buff based on how many stacks you used from your pet's frenzy. So if your pet has 5 stacks of frenzy and you use focus fire, you're going to gain a 30% haste buff for 20 seconds. Now as soon as you use this, your pet can also start to regen its frenzy stack straight away. So what you're going to be under is you're going to gain the 30% haste, so your pet will take advantage of that, but then also it will start regenning frenzy stacks, so it's also going to take advantage of the fact that it's stacking up even more attack speed. So like at this time your pet is some sort of wrecking ball, like annihilating everything. So you should only use focus fire on 5 stacks of your pet frenzy. It's quite easy to see, the button will light up when you have 5 stacks. You can use it straight away, but I'm going to make a different video that's going to explain to you what sort of situations you're not going to want to use it straight away in. And it's definitely worth watching if you want to maximize your damage output as Beast Mastery. For your rotation, basically it's more of a priority system. You always keep Glaive Toss on cooldown, you always keep Dire Beast on cooldown. You have 100% uptime on Serpent Sting, you keep Kill Command on cooldown, and you use Bestial Wrath as like when you can see that you're lining it up with a Kill Command. Don't use Bestial Wrath when Kill Command's still got 5 seconds on cooldown. Wait for Kill Command to come off of cooldown, maybe like 1 second or something left, then use it so that your pet is gaining the most amount of damage output as well as yourself. Use Arcane Shot to focus dump, Stampede on cooldown, Rapid Fire on cooldown, Synapse Springs on cooldown, because they all have an effect for your pet. But other than that, there's not really much else to explain for such a basic guide, but I'm going to make a second part to this video detailing a little more of an advanced point of view. I'm going to tell you like situations you're going to find yourself in Siege of Orgrimmar, and maybe even out in the world where it is possible to maximize your DPS rather than just using things on cooldown. But yeah, I'll thank you guys for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, please like it and comment, say it with some constructive criticism, etc. And if you like these sort of videos, then subscribe. I'm going to be bringing out some more guides for hunters and just some funny videos you might enjoy. But yeah, I will see you next time, guys.